I've never quote-unquote enjoyed a scary movie in my life, but I have found a select few more meaningful than you might think. The Conjuring is a frightening tale of a family under an apparent demonic attack, taken from the real-life notes of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The movie follows the family's trouble after moving into an old farmhouse in Rhode Island in 1971 and how the Warrens tried to assist them in understanding and dealing with the scary stuff going on in their new home. And boy, is it scary. I do think that it's important to mention right away, this movie is intensely unnerving. The filmmakers do an amazing job at building suspense and delivering truly disturbing visuals to ground the reality of the story into our minds. Though it's hard for me to describe my feelings during and after this movie as liking it, I have to admit, I have a lot of respect for the skill displayed in telling this gruesome tale. The main reason? I think because they choose to approach the topic with a sense of respect. And that sincerity in the story was the best thing about The Conjuring. From the time we meet the Perron family to the final shot of the movie, I never felt as if those involved were telling the story in anything less than a sincere and truly meaningful way. Nothing seemed to be tongue-in-cheek or tritely told. It's the investment in the reality of the family's world that adds a very real sense of dread. Not to mention the performances are beautiful and grounded as well. Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, they deftly play the Warrens as sincere, caring individuals who believe in their work, as opposed to giving them that edge of kookiness or even malice. It's those choices and also the incredible work of the 5 girls who play the Perron daughters that make this movie an incredibly deep and meaningful look at how we handle true darkness when it intersects with our life. I'm sure I'm not the first to say it, but it kind of reminded me of Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is another possession movie that treated its subjects with honor and respect, though this one has much more gore and disturbing imagery than Emily Rose, as indicated by its R rating. The only thing I didn't like, and therefore my worst thing about The Conjuring, aside from my usual bias against scary movies in general, is that it did occasionally resort to those cheap scares. Now honestly, it wasn't all that often, but I always get annoyed when movies throw a jump scare at us. If you want to scare me, just tell me the scary story. Saying boo only works so many times. Overall, The Conjuring is one of just a few scary movies I might actually recommend to a discerning viewer. The message is solid, the movie is superbly assembled, and despite a few cheap scares, most of the fear is based in telling this incredible story. It ends up with a surprising B+. Don't forget, you can check out yourmoviefriend.com for more reviews and subscribe at YouTube to see when new videos are released. Just click that big subscribe button in the middle of the screen.